Hi everybody, hope you're all well. This is part 4 of 31 Days in August, and this is the very first random comic that I'm going to review that was picked out from a viewer from crawmeraxkiller 7. No, sorry, crawmeraxkiller, just crawmeraxkiller. He picked box 7, comic number 88, which was Doom, the Emperor Returns. And I completely forgot I had this one. It comes out of the Heroes Reborn series that Marvel Comics did in the late 90s, where they had the character Onslaught, which was the amalgamation of Professor X and Magneto's psyches, given flesh and that, who tried to destroy the world. And characters like Captain America, Iron Man, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and Thor and the Incredible Hulk were all supposedly destroyed whilst trying to stop Onslaught. When they weren't actually destroyed, they were transported by Franklin Reed Richards and Sue Richards' son, to a parallel world called Counter Earth, which is a planet that revolves around the sun, but in the opposite direction to our planet. So it has exactly the same path travelling around the sun, but it's on the opposite side of the sun, so we never get to see it, sort of. Now, in this, Doctor Doom has returned back to Counter Earth to try and lay claim to it himself. If he can't take over the real world, then he's willing to take over this world, which is close enough for him as far as he's concerned. As we start the story, the people that have been trained up by Doctor Doom to be his soldiers are attacking Doom because they are trying to stop him from changing the world and making it in his own image, a Doom world. Doctor Doom is trying to mould the whole planet of Counter Earth into his own image, the way he wants the planet to look, the way he would want the real world to look if he ruled it. As he's trying to defend his citadel from the attacking hordes of Counter Earth, he gets called down into the very depths of the planet to try and try to help the scientists that are down there to figure out. They've found this, you can only describe it really as a mechanical brain inside Counter Earth, which is where Doctor Doom realises that the whole planet is it's a man-made thing. The whole planet hasn't been made by the usual way that a planet would have been made, from rocks and gas and dust smashing together. This whole planet has been made by somebody for some reason. He still doesn't know who it is. He gets right down into the depths of the planet, and he sees this great big like circuit board underneath him, and that he tries to make contact with the actual planet by piercing the circuit board with a device that enables him to make contact with the whole planet. When he makes contact with the planet, he finds out that the consciousness that is controlling the planet is in actual fact Franklin Richards. He's still in his mind, or part of his mind is still in the planet, controlling it, keeping it working, keeping it running. And Doom has to try and persuade Franklin Richards' consciousness to allow him to take over the planet. to allow Doom to remold the planet in his image. Now, Franklin Richards doesn't really want to do this. He only wants to keep the planet going, because in a childlike way, he's not really interested in the planet. He's just keeping the planet going because he can, really. It's only when Doctor Doom, after trying to persuade the consciousness of Franklin Richards to allow him to take over the planet, that Doctor Doom finally goes down to Franklin Richards' level, and he turns around to him and says, if you do this, if you allow me to do this, I will, put anything in there you want. Franklin Richards says, so you'll make the planet better? And Doctor Doom says, yes, I'll make the planet better. It will be a perfect world. All you have to do is just allow me to mould it and shape it. Franklin Richards, showing his age, turns around and says, will there be ponies? And Doctor Doom answers, if you want there to be ponies, there will be ponies in this world. At which point, Franklin Richards' conscious relinquishes control of the planet and allows Doctor Doom to take over the whole planet and mould it in his image. You then see Doctor Doom rising from the centre of the earth with the consciousness of Franklin Richards stood by the side of him, and as they rise to the surface, you see how Doctor Doom has created the planet in his own image. It looks like Latveria. It looks, you've got the great big Castle Doom on the hillside and the little villages and down the bottom. The whole planet has been moulded to be Doctor Doom's paradise, for want of a better word, if you will. Like I said, I completely forgot I had this. This is part 1 of a 3-issue miniseries. It's written by Chuck Dixon with really nice art by Leonardo Manco. And I mean, I'll show you the artwork here. That's the splash page there with Leonardo Manco. And I wonder, has Leonardo done any other work recently? Because this is really good work. It's almost reminiscent to what Jay Lee's doing in before Watchmen, Ozymandias. If you have a look at this artwork here, it is quite similar to Jay Lee's artwork. Like I said, this whole thing comes straight out of the Heroes Reborn, which was this whole thing that Marvel Comics decided to do to try and relaunch their Avengers and Fantastic Four heroes, to update them, which they allowed Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld to take control over. So you can imagine how bad it was. And you can probably imagine why the new DC universe isn't that good either, because they both have something to do with it. You've got you've got certain characters in here that you would recognise them from the original Earth 6.6, which is the Earth that all the normal continuity from Marvel Comics comes from. It's called Earth 6.6. You would recognise a lot of the characters from in here, but they've got a strange, dark twist to them. There's a character here called General Otto Octavius, who is inside a great big, like, tank sort of thing, but with giant octopus arms coming out of it. You've also got a shock troop battalion called the Iron Men. I'll show you a picture of them there. Which is also a bit reminiscent of the miniseries that Marvel brought out called Universe X, or Earth X, Universe X, and Paradise X. There was also a group of people called the Iron Men in there as well. On the whole, as a story on itself, this is a really good story. It's got lots of action. I didn't feel that I needed to know exactly what was happening at the beginning of it, although I did read up on the internet to see what did happen before this issue, and it made a lot more sense. But you don't really need to know an awful lot, because as the story goes on, it explains to you what's happening. So yeah, this is Doom, The Emperor Returns. I don't know if this is out in trade paperback yet, but if it is, I think it's definitely worth picking up. So there you go. That is part 4 of 31 Days in August. Tomorrow I will be doing the other viewer's random pick, which was picked by Jedi Ninja Smurf, and that was the Punisher Max. I can't remember exactly which one, but it's up there. The Punisher Max, I think it was 55, I think it was on it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and yeah, thanks everybody for taking part. Tomorrow's video I will explain everything for next weekend. Okay, right, thanks for watching, take care, ta-ta for now.